This is your science period. We were in chapter 12, reproduction in plants. Today is the seventh part of the same chapter. Yesterday, children, from the figure itself, you can just see and you will remember that we have studied about fertilization. So, when we studied about fertilization, what we found was that when a pollen grain it falls on the stigma of a flower of the same kind, it develops a long tube which is called the pollen tube. This pollen tube grows downward through the style towards the ovary, and the male gamete goes inside the pollen tube. When the tip of the pollen tube reaches the ovary, it opens and the male gamete enters the ovule. A male gamete then unites with the female gamete called the egg, and the process of fertilization takes place. And this fertilized egg is called as the zygote. So this is what is the process of fertilization. So this we saw yesterday, either we studied yesterday. Then we studied about the seed and the fruit. So we found that the fertilized egg, which begins to divide inside the ovule, develops up into an embryo. Now, we find that this embryo develops and later on it goes for the next generation, it goes on for the germination, and further it will give rise to a new plant. So this is all that we studied in the last period. We also studied about some of the hard covering and the flesh and the juicy fruits. So today, children, we will be studying about seed dispersal. Now, what is seed dispersal? Seed dispersal, in simple terms, if we study, it is the spreading away of the seed from the mother plant to the far off place. That means when any of the seed moves away from the mother plant, it is known as seed dispersal. Most of the seeds, they do not germinate, while inside the fruit, they do not germinate inside the fruit, but they develop. Okay, so how they develop is, for this development, for their germination, seeds need to be separated from the fruit. So it is also essential that the seed are spread out from the far off place, from the motherland, either from the mother plant, so that the new plant which grows up will get enough place. It will have nutrients, water, and the sunlight. That means all the factors that are essential for the growth of the plant. And this spreading away of the seed from the mother plant is known as seed dispersal. In nature, some type of plants, they grow at different places. This happens because their seeds are dispersed to different places. Now, what will happen if all the seeds of a plant were to fall at the same place and grow there? If all the seeds of a plant, they fall within the same place, will that plant grow healthy? So, there would be severe competition for the sunlight, water, mineral, and the space, which results the seed in not growing in a proper way. That means, as a result of that, the seed would not grow into a healthy plant. So here you can see on the screen that wherever, if in a place, particular place, all the plants are growing within the same place, so all are not getting the sufficient space, they are not getting the proper nutrients, and above all, they will not get proper food, they will not get proper sunlight nor water. So, there are some benefits of your seed dispersal. First one is it prevents overcrowding. That means all the seeds will not be found, all the plants will not grow within the same place among the same seedling for the sunlight, water and the mineral. That means they will avoid competition, there will be no fight among the seeds itself for their growth. Then they will invade a new habitat for wider distribution. That means for different places in wider area it will be distributed. So these were some of the benefits of the seed dispersal, and here you can see how healthy these plants are growing just because a proper seed dispersal has taken place. Now there are some agents with the help of which this seed dispersal takes place. So seed dispersal agents are wind, water and animals. And even some of the seeds, they even explode. Either explosion takes place, you can say, with those seeds, okay, within those plants, and their seeds are dispersed to far off place. So we will be studying about these agents one by one. Dispersal of the seed by the wind. So when the dispersal of the seed is taking place with the help of the wind, such type of seeds have some characteristics. So such type of characteristics found in such plants are, so they will have wings. So such type of seeds will have wings. They will have hairs and they are very light in weight. So that is why they can be blown away by the wind to far off place. So among this we have some very common plants which have these examples. They are your grass, your normal grass. We have the cotton plant, we have the dandelion, and we have the drumstick. So these are some of the main common plants where the agent is your wind. Either you can see here the seed is dispersed with the help of the wind, and thus the seeds of such plants, they travel away from their mother plant. The second agent is water. So for this the seeds will have some characteristics again. Plants which grow near the water are carried away by the water to the different places. Here we have a very common one, that is your coconut. So coconut seeds which are covered with the fibrous roots, fibrous outer covering, they have a fibrous covering, so which keeps this whole fruit light in weight and helps them to float on the water, and hence they reach to the ground and then they germinate. The second example is that of a lotus plant. So lotus flower, here again its fruit are spongy and they float easily and are dispersed by the water. So this is the second agent, that is your water. So here again you can see how the lotus flower, it gives the seeds, and those seeds how they flow. Third is your dispersal of the seed by the animals. So the characteristics of such seeds are, beside animals, here human beings also help in the seed dispersal. They take the fruit to the far off place, eat them and drop the seeds. Sometimes these fruits is swallowed and the undigested seed is ejected out. These seeds, they germinate when they receive the water and the soil and they further grow. But many of the plants, they have the seeds with the spines and the hooks. So such spines and hooks, they help these seeds to stick to the feathers of the birds, the hair of the animals, and the clothes of the human beings. You might have seen when you go for a walk or you just go outside, and when you come across with some of these plants, okay, so what will happen? They stick to your clothes, and in that way these are carried from one place to the other place. So the example for such plants are xanthium and urina. Here again you can see the pictures of such plants, that is the xanthium and the urina. As I said, there are some plants which grow, either their seeds, they spread with explosion. And here you can recognize this is the balsam plant. Okay, so balsam is one of the flower. Okay, so here what happens, the seeds are dispersed when the fruits, they burst with a sudden jerk, and the seeds are scattered too far off from their parent plant. So here again we have two examples. One is your castor and the other one is your balsam. So children, today we studied about the dispersal of the seed. For you, and question is for the home assignment, and that is why seeds dispersal takes place. So I hope this chapter is clear to you, because this was the last topic of the chapter. Hope so that you have understood with the topic. In case you have not understood with any of the topic, you can pass on the questions through your CR in your group, so that those questions can be taken up again at the time of the revision. Hope so it's clear. So bye bye. Thank you.